when it comes down to the planche, I feel like there's so much to discuss and explore. Every single session I come in, I'm just learning something new, or at least there's a particular experience I can reflect on and evaluate. When it comes down to it, essentially, I'm just always talking about something. And with what's going on recently, it seems like intensity is like a concept my perspective has constantly shifted about. It just keeps shaping and changing itself every single time I come to a different experience. And I would like to think that holistically I'm getting a better understanding of how intensity affects like planche training, but it seems like I'm starting to develop more of these or like associate more ideas that go back or like conflict with my original or initial like premise. I initially believed that every single session should demand a very high intense isometric or dynamic movement such that you are constantly revising that neuromuscular adaptation and understanding for the posture. So that means that you will be doing a crap ton of like planche leans that are like 3 seconds max, or negatives, or any of those things that really help with adapting the strength that you already gain. So I was really stubborn with the fact that every single session was high intensity. So that also considered with quite a bit of supplementary back offsets, and I didn't change that. I didn't like to change things in my program. I like to like really milk the hell out of like one movement and just stick to it. And I've realized like recently that hasn't been working out for me that too well. I think 3 weeks ago, I actually changed up my progress. So what I did is I had 2 intense sessions for the week and 1 light session, and that has seemed to just completely change up the recovery. Or maybe it's the fatigue load that's really just changing it up for me, because I feel I don't want to jinx it, but I feel great with these sessions. I'm coming in fresh, and it's the most consecutive sessions I've had where I felt good. And I was like, okay, I can hold a genuine straddle planche at the start, and it's not one of those those like fruitless attempts where I'm just like instantly falling. It's ones that I feel like I can hold. And today was pretty unusual because this is meant to be my third and final session of the week. I typically feel the weakest on these days, but I felt unusually strong. So maybe I need to reevaluate what is like demanded for the intensity. Like, how must I fluctuate it? How can I manipulate it such that it really maximizes the performance or the progression in the long run? It may be that because I've instantly changed or there's a sudden change in intensity and like how I've managed my fatigue. Because of that, maybe that's how my body is responding, and the performance is the sudden baseline increase. However, I may get used to this, and then I've got like this new performance expectation to like work against, and hence I develop new mindsets and new imposed standards. So with that in mind, maybe that is like a new, I guess you can consider it as like a new stimulus that's helped out. But I would like to think that it may help out in the long run. So whether it be like the longevity of my planche training, so it will be like the incremental progression, or maybe like a sudden thing that just occurred out of nowhere. It's really interesting. But another thing I wanted to mention is a lot of this questioning and realizing the reflection of your own experience can really facilitate, or like it instigates a lot of questioning. Sorry, not questioning, but like doubt. You start to doubt your progression. You start to doubt what you're doing, and you start to lose faith in your process. I definitely feel like I'm a huge advocate in like understanding the scientific, or like at least like somewhat of a scientific endeavor to understand the planche. So whether it be like the physics, the leverages and torque, or maybe just like how your body responds biologically to such stimulus. I think those are great ways to better understand the planche theoretically, but sometimes a bit too much of that knowledge can really screw you over, because it blinds you from the innate like innocence or like the naivety that's required for you to progress. You will doubt your progression, you will doubt whether things work, and therefore you lose trust. If you lose trust, you will stop doing certain exercises rather than investing time. So there's a strong balance between a with patience and knowledge, or at least knowledge and naivety, because if you balance it out correctly, you can have the best of both worlds. You can have like a strong understanding or foundations of what the plant requires, and you can still trust the process and believe in yourself. That's really the main point, to believe in the process and in yourself. So yeah, that's best. So yeah, that's basically it, and I'll finish it off here.